Why, hello everybody. Welcome to all the new followers on the Twitter. I'm gonna try to follow all y'all back. It's a lot of people on there, man. If I can't get to it immediately, it's just because y'all's coming in like my fucking orcs in 40k, man. It's hordes and storms and shit. It's all good. Welcome. I put out videos every day. Hope you enjoy. Talking about giant robot fighting today. Yesterday's video was about giant robot fighting. I'll link it in the description. The giant robot fight we're talking about ways to improve it. There's ways to improve everything. And there's some clear ways to improve. We're going to start off by hitting some notes that I liked, and we'll go through and hit notes that I liked, and we'll criticize it at the same time. First thing, I liked Mike Goldberg being part of the broadcast crew because Goldie gave it a very UFC feel. Gave it a very MMA feel. I've watched a lot of MMA fights myself. I'm kind of a fight degenerate. I've seen Ryzen and FS. There's a few Japanese promotions I've seen a few fights of. Bellator. I've seen a few of them. The thing is, Mike Goldberg was the voice of the UFC for a while, and having him commentate the fight gave it a very fight, like I said, fight je ne sais quoi, throw a $5 word in there. It's way too fancy, man. But it does drive home the point. The other thing about the broadcast team is that robot specialist, supposedly a scientist of robotics, educated in the field of robotics, but he didn't say shit about robotics. Maybe she said it in a different language, I don't know. But in the version I watched, there was nothing about robotics, man. Whatever. If you're going to have a robotics expert, have them talk about actual robotics and try to put it in layman's terms. Just a thought. Because that might, as far as I know, that could be a robotics expert or just some motherfucker you pulled off the street. Can't tell. They didn't say too much. Like, the armor and hit it in the joints. It's like, yeah, I could have told you that, man. I don't know shit about robots. They hit in the joints and the armor got smashed. But the other part of the broadcast team, I did like your on-site reporter lady. She was, she was friendly and, kind of gave voice to what I was thinking. Like, I can only live vicariously. She gave voice to that, and she spoke. But when I first saw her, I was like, please, oh God, speak Japanese. For the love of Christ, speak Japanese. Yeah, she did. Okay, good. You spoke Japanese, so she could be the go-between for both teams. I don't know how many languages she speaks. If we get some other, nations on the show, you might have to get somebody else unless she knows like fucking 14 languages. Some people out there that know 14 languages. If you do, shout out to you. That's awesome. It's awesome that you even know, if you know 2. That's awesome. I know half of 1. Let's continue on. The teams that she talked to, I could have used a little bit more interaction with the squads, the people that helped them build the robots. Like in Junkyard Wars, you met the mad scientist at the head, and you met the team that was backing him up, and I like both of those things a lot. So maybe if there's some good team interactions, I don't know what the logistics are of all of that, but just the thought that is the least critical of all of these. Let's move on to switching arms and talking about the robots themselves. Team America brought 2. And Japan brought 1. And after hearing the development cycle being a fight degenerate, I kind of foresaw what was going to happen. I didn't exactly dislike it because it did feel like somewhat like a fight to me. We'll get into that here presently, but one-on-one fights, preferably in some sort of weight class system, and maybe even depending on how potent having moves set up like the second robot did versus having the second Team USA robot did versus the movement styles of the first robot, depending on the computing power difference, how much of that makes a difference. Maybe scale on top of the weight computing power. I can't speak to either of those things. Oh, I can only speak to one-on-one weight class sizes because you have the one robot was so much bigger than Karada's. I think that was the Japanese robot. I don't remember either the American named robot. One was like Iron Eagle and the other was fucking American Hamburger. I actually don't remember. They were both hype as shit. But I just, the stoner and I forgot. I'm surprised that I even remember the Japanese robot name, actually. But I think it was named Karada's. It was like half the size of the second robot. It was like, wasn't it like the whole thing wasn't even the size of the robot's base. He did have a plan, but that's where weight class could come in. And also had already been through one fight, so a second a second robot, one-on-one or two-on-two fights, so forth would be handy. We've belabored this point enough already. Let's continue on to something that happened involving the robots and the commentators. There was something that looked a little staged to me. I can't tell if it was staged. It might have been staged. When they were coming at the booth in that second duel and the announcers ran away, man, why? Was that faked? If that was faked, please don't fake anything else. It belies the validity of your entire program. And if these aren't actually valid contests, what you could have as an international smashing sensation of one of the first things of its kind would just be another rehashed marketing scheme that doesn't make nearly the potential of profit it has. So, if you staged the thing with where the robots do the thing with the cover booth, with the announcer booth, don't do that. And if there wasn't, put the announcers someplace outside of the arena. I thought you would have done that already. But I understand maybe not thinking about it because like, oh, they're a long way away and I got this big thing in the way. And they big ass fucking robots, man. Put them outside behind some like a couple layers of bulletproof plastic or something. You can't just stick them right there. You gotta have something the robots can't go through if one of them goes flying. Because then Goldie's dead and so is the robots expert, man. Just some thoughts, some criticisms. We have a potential here for something awesome. That isn't a hit here in America. It isn't a hit in Japan. It's a hit and a contest worldwide. Who doesn't want to see giant robots smash each other? Come on, man. Come on.